Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth, while others struggle despite working twice as hard? That 3 simple words could completely transform your financial reality, starting today? Money is far more than just currency changing hands or numbers in your bank account. As Florence Scovel Shinn revealed decades ago, money is pure energy, a direct reflection of your inner consciousness. The wealth you experience in your outer world is simply mirroring what's happening within. Has this ever happened to you? You focus intensely on your bills, your lack, your financial worries, and somehow those very things seem to multiply in your life? But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the globe. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could fundamentally change your relationship with abundance forever. The state of your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and especially the words you speak to yourself, is silently shaping every aspect of your financial reality, whether you're conscious of it or not. Now, let's dive into something profound. These 3 hidden words that attract money aren't magical incantations or secret spells that only work for a chosen few. What you're about to discover might surprise you. They're actually profound truths that have been hiding in plain sight all along. When spoken with genuine belief and conviction, these words create a powerful inner shift that naturally draws wealth toward you like a magnet. This isn't about some distant future prosperity that might come someday, if you're lucky enough. It's about recognizing that abundance exists right now in your consciousness. The moment you truly understand this principle, everything begins to change. Your relationship with money transforms from one of chasing and struggling to one of allowing and receiving. The fascinating thing about these 3 words is that they work regardless of your current circumstances. Whether you're buried in debt or simply looking to elevate your prosperity to new heights, these words hold the key to unlocking financial freedom. They bypass your logical mind and speak directly to your subconscious, the part of you that's constantly creating your reality. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a completely different feeling about money, one of confidence, certainty, and calm, knowing that abundance is your natural state. Imagine what would change if you truly believed, deep in your core, that wealth is not something you chase, but something you embody. If you found value in these abundance principles, hit that subscribe button to join our prosperity community. I share powerful mindset shifts like these 3 hidden words regularly on this channel. The first of these 3 transformative words might surprise you with its simplicity, yet its impact on your mindset is profound. That word is I am. These 2 small words form the very seed of all creation in your life. Whatever follows I am in your thoughts and speech becomes your reality. It's as if you're planting seeds in the fertile soil of your consciousness that must eventually bloom into your visible experience. When you declare, I am wealthy, with genuine conviction, you set invisible forces in motion that begin attracting money toward you with remarkable speed. But here's the hidden truth many never realize. When you say, I am struggling, or I am broke, you're activating those same powerful forces in the opposite direction, perpetuating the very hardship you wish to escape. This isn't some mystical revelation. It's a practical journey of consciousness that begins with recognizing something you've been doing your entire life without even realizing it. Think about it. When you wake up feeling tired and mumble, I am exhausted, don't you immediately feel even more drained? When you say, I am happy during a pleasant moment, doesn't that happiness seem to expand within you? The transformation comes when you begin using this innate power consciously rather than by default. Most people wait for external evidence before they'll allow themselves to say, I am wealthy. They want to see the money first. But that's precisely the opposite of how this principle works. The decision to claim your abundance now, before any physical proof appears, is what sets the entire manifestation process in motion. What makes I am so uniquely powerful is that it's not just an affirmation. It's a declaration of being. You're not asking for wealth or hoping for it. You're claiming it as your fundamental identity. This subtle but crucial distinction is what gives these two small words their remarkable impact on your financial reality. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring how to properly harness the I am principle in your daily life. The key lies not in occasional use, but in consistent, unwavering affirmation, even when your bank account seems to tell a different story. This is where most people falter on their abundance journey, allowing momentary circumstances to override their inner declarations. Write in the comments, "I am wealth," if you're ready to commit to this powerful practice of identity transformation. Let's continue exploring how these three words can completely reshape your financial destiny. Let's explore the second hidden word that transforms your financial reality: receive. This word holds extraordinary power because it addresses what might be the most overlooked aspect of abundance: the ability to actually accept wealth into your life. It's remarkable how many people spend their entire lives asking, pleading, even begging for prosperity, yet they never truly receive it. They've mastered the art of wanting, but struggle with the revelation of accepting. To receive means to claim abundance now, not tomorrow, not next year, not when you get that promotion or when the economy improves. It's the decision to accept wealth as yours in this present moment. Most people postpone their prosperity into some uncertain future, creating a perpetual gap between themselves and the very thing they desire. This postponement becomes a subconscious pattern that keeps wealth at arm's length no matter how hard they work or how much they earn. The journey toward mastering the art of receiving requires a fundamental mindset shift. Receiving is not about straining, pushing, or fighting your way to abundance. Quite the opposite. It's about relaxing into a state of allowing. Think about how you physically receive a gift. You don't clench your fists or tense your muscles. You simply open your hands. Similarly, receiving abundance requires opening your inner being, creating space for wealth to flow into your life. This revelation transforms your entire relationship with money. Instead of chasing after it in a state of desperation, you simply open yourself to its natural flow. When you declare within yourself, "I receive money now," you're opening invisible channels through which abundance can reach you. You're no longer questioning when, how, or through whom the money will come. You're simply receiving it as naturally as you receive air into your lungs. One of the most powerful aspects of receiving is that it dissolves questions of worthiness that often block abundance. Many people unconsciously reject wealth because deep down they don't feel deserving of it. But in the act of receiving, you don't ask if you're worthy. You simply say yes. Your very desire for wealth is proof enough of your worthiness to have it. The fact that you can imagine prosperity means it's already prepared for you. The practice of receiving requires that you stretch beyond your comfort zone, beyond the boundaries of what your logical mind thinks is possible. When you whisper to yourself, "I receive money now, I receive abundance now," do so until the reality of receiving fills you with such certainty that the outer world has no choice but to align with your inner decision. Comment below with "I open to receive" if you've recognized how you might have been blocking abundance by not fully embracing this second powerful word. Let's continue our exploration of the hidden language that transforms your financial destiny. Now I want to reveal the third and perhaps most powerful of the hidden words: thank you. Gratitude is truly the golden key that unlocks every vault of treasure in your life. When Florence Scovel Shinn spoke of the transformative power of these simple words, she uncovered a profound revelation about the nature of creation itself. Gratitude doesn't just acknowledge what we have, it amplifies and multiplies it. What makes thank you so extraordinary is the mindset it creates. When you express gratitude, you're not hoping for future wealth or pleading for prosperity to find you someday. You're acknowledging what you already possess. Think about this hidden truth. Gratitude assumes fulfillment. It assumes completion. When you say thank you after receiving a gift, you don't wonder if the gift is truly yours or doubt whether you'll actually get to keep it. You thank because it's already in your hands. This same principle applies to your relationship with abundance. When you declare, "Thank you for my wealth, thank you for my abundance, thank you for the overflowing riches that surround me," you confirm to your subconscious mind that money is already here. This simple practice creates a remarkable shift in your entire being, moving you from longing into possession, from waiting into receiving, from hoping into knowing. Ready to continue your prosperity journey? Subscribe now, and you'll never miss another video on attracting wealth and abundance into your life through these timeless principles. The journey toward financial freedom accelerates dramatically when you master this aspect of gratitude. The instant you truly know, accept, and live in this state of thanksgiving, money begins to appear in ways so astonishing you might call them miracles, though they are simply the natural outworking of your inner acceptance. Behind the scenes of this principle is a fascinating psychological and spiritual mechanism. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what you vividly imagine with emotion and what actually exists in your physical reality. When you genuinely feel gratitude for wealth as if it's already yours, your subconscious accepts this as fact and begins rearranging circumstances to match this new reality. This isn't just positive thinking, it's a fundamental shift in how you relate to the universe. Gratitude positions you at the receiving end of life's abundance rather than constantly chasing after it. It acknowledges that you are worthy of receiving and that prosperity is your natural state. This acknowledgement creates a resonance that attracts more of what you're grateful for, establishing a powerful cycle of increasing abundance. The beauty of gratitude is that it works regardless of your current circumstances. Even in moments when your financial situation seems dire, the decision to say, "Thank you for the wealth you desire," as if it's already yours, begins a profound alchemical process that transforms lack into abundance. Type "grateful" now in the comments if you're ready to implement this powerful third word into your daily practice. As we continue exploring these principles, you'll discover how these three words work together to create an unshakable foundation for lasting prosperity. What's fascinating about these three powerful words, I am, receive, and thank you, is their deceptive simplicity. They're so basic that most people completely overlook their transformative power. In our complex world, we've been conditioned to believe that anything valuable must be complicated, difficult, or require specialized knowledge. This mindset leads us down endless paths of seeking elaborate systems, detailed strategies, and complicated formulas for creating wealth. Look around and you'll see an entire industry built on this premise. Financial gurus selling complex investment strategies, business experts promoting intricate marketing systems, and countless books promising wealth through exhaustive methods. The revelation here is profound. While the world chases complexity, the true secret to abundance has been hiding in plain sight, in words so simple a child could speak them. This journey toward financial freedom isn't about mastering complex external systems, but about a fundamental internal shift. The world teaches us that wealth comes through toil, grinding, and sacrifice, that you must work harder, longer, and smarter than everyone else. But those who understand the deeper mechanics of prosperity recognize a powerful truth. Wealth is not created primarily through labor, but through consciousness. This might seem counterintuitive at first, but consider this hidden reality. Two people can perform identical actions, yet experience completely different results based solely on their internal state. One person works from a consciousness of lack, constantly worried about money and expecting struggle, while another performs the same work from a consciousness of abundance, feeling worthy and expecting success. The external actions may look identical, but the results will differ dramatically. The mindset revolution here is understanding that wealth isn't earned through endless effort. It's assumed as already done. Money doesn't flow to the one who sweats endlessly without belief. It magnetizes toward the one who inwardly claims it as theirs. This isn't to suggest that action isn't important. It absolutely is. But action without aligned consciousness is like rowing a boat with the anchor still down. Behind the scenes of every financial success story is this truth. The internal decision preceded the external manifestation. Every wealthy person, whether they realize it or not, made an inner claim to abundance before it manifested in their bank account. Some made this claim consciously through practices like those we're discussing. Others did it unconsciously through the beliefs instilled in them by their environment or upbringing. The beautiful liberation in this understanding is that it places the power back in your hands. You don't need special connections, advanced degrees, or lucky breaks to claim abundance. You need only to master your consciousness through these 3 simple words. When you declare, "I am wealthy," open yourself to receive and live in a state of gratitude for what's coming. You align with the fundamental laws of prosperity that govern our world. This alignment creates what some call synchronicity, a flow of coincidences that aren't random at all, but the natural result of your shifted consciousness. Opportunities appear, unexpected money arrives, and paths open that weren't visible before. Share simple yet powerful in the comments if you're starting to recognize how these 3 deceptively simple words could transform your financial reality. Now let's explore how to practically implement these principles in your daily life to create tangible results. Now I want to explore how to implement these powerful words into your daily life as a living practice, not just an intellectual exercise. This is where the true transformation occurs, in the consistent application of these principles. Many people intellectually understand these concepts, but fail to experience their power because they never fully embody them in their daily routines. The journey begins each morning when you first open your eyes. In those precious moments between sleep and full wakefulness, your subconscious mind is particularly receptive to new programming. Use this time to affirm with conviction, "I am wealthy, I receive abundance, thank you." Feel these words resonating through your entire being. This morning ritual plants powerful seeds in the fertile soil of your mind that will grow throughout your day. But the practice doesn't end there. It continues as you move through your day. Whenever doubt creeps in, whenever fear rises, whenever appearances seem contrary to your desires, return to these words. They become your anchor, your compass, guiding you back to the truth of abundance, regardless of external circumstances. This consistent reinforcement is what rebuilds your mindset from the foundation up. The revelation that changes everything is understanding that the world outside is only a shadow of your inner state. This is perhaps the most profound hidden truth on the path to prosperity. If you find yourself with empty pockets, the natural tendency is to blame external factors, the economy, your employer, bad luck, or circumstances beyond your control. But those who master abundance know better. They recognize that fortune isn't determined by external factors, but by what you're accepting as true within yourself. Think about the implications of this mindset shift. If your outer world is merely reflecting your inner assumptions, then changing your financial reality doesn't start with changing jobs, investing differently, or working harder. It starts with changing what you're accepting as true about yourself and about wealth. When you live believing lack is real, you'll see evidence of it everywhere. When you live knowing abundance is your natural birthright, you cannot escape its manifestation. This doesn't mean ignoring practical action or financial wisdom. Rather, it means understanding that all effective action flows from aligned consciousness. The person who takes action while inwardly assuming poverty, they practice affirmations diligently in private, but continue embodying lack in their daily actions and demeanor. For your transformation to be complete, the prosperity consciousness you're cultivating must spill into every aspect of how you move through the world. This means walking as though you're already wealthy, with confidence, ease, and a sense of belonging in affluent environments. It means speaking with the calm assurance of someone who knows money flows to them endlessly, rather than the anxious uncertainty of someone who fears there's never enough. Notice how wealthy people carry themselves differently, not with arrogance, but with a quiet certainty about their place in the world. This embodiment practice might feel uncomfortable at first, like trying on clothes that don't quite fit yet. You might feel like you're pretending or being inauthentic, but understand what's really happening. You're not pretending to be someone you're not. You're simply aligning your external expression with the internal truth. You're establishing. You're bringing your outer self into harmony with your inner declaration. The revelation that changes everything is that you don't need external permission to feel wealthy. You don't need to wait for your bank account to give you the green light to embody abundance. When you make the decision to feel it now, to live from that state regardless of current circumstances, reality has no choice but to gradually align with your embodied consciousness. The external world always conforms to your dominant state of being when that state is maintained with consistency and conviction. If this perspective on embodying wealth resonates with you, write "Walking My Truth" in the comments. Let's explore how these 3 powerful words create a framework for interpreting your daily experiences in a way that accelerates your prosperity. One of the most common mistakes people make when beginning this prosperity practice is approaching it with skepticism and doubt. They use these powerful words half-heartedly, secretly testing whether they'll really work. This testing mindset creates an underlying vibration of doubt that contradicts the very words being spoken. It's the equivalent of planting a seed and then repeatedly digging it up to check if it's growing, a process that inevitably kills what you're trying to nurture. The revelation that transforms this journey is understanding that you don't need to test these principles. You need to trust them completely. This shift, from testing to trusting, represents a fundamental breakthrough in your relationship with universal laws. When you truly trust, you plant the seed of prosperity through your words, and then allow it to grow undisturbed by doubt. You water it with consistent practice and nourish it with faith, knowing with certainty that wealth naturally follows these words when spoken with genuine conviction. This transition from skepticism to faith doesn't happen overnight for most people. It's a gradual awakening as you begin seeing evidence of these principles working in your life. Each small manifestation builds your confidence until trust becomes your default state, rather than something you struggle to maintain. The decision to trust before you see evidence is perhaps the most powerful catalyst for transformation on this journey. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a profound insight about the natural flow of life. There exists a rhythm to existence, a current of abundance that's constantly moving through the universe. Most people spend their lives unconsciously pushing against this current, wondering why everything feels so difficult and why their efforts yield minimal returns. They're exhausting themselves, swimming upstream while prosperity flows in the opposite direction. When you align with life's natural rhythm through these 3 words, everything begins moving with remarkable ease. Situations that once required immense effort resolve themselves effortlessly. Opportunities that previously seemed inaccessible appear directly in your path. Resources that felt scarce become readily available. This isn't magical thinking, but the natural result of aligning yourself with universal principles that govern prosperity. The breakthrough realization is that this abundant flow was always there but hidden from your awareness by limiting beliefs and misaligned consciousness. It's like discovering that you've been living beside a river of gold while experiencing thirst. The supply was always available, but your perception prevented you from recognizing and accessing it. This alignment with life's rhythm creates a profound shift in how you experience day-to-day existence. You're no longer forcing, pushing, or struggling against resistance. Instead, you're carried forward by currents of abundance that seem to guide you effortlessly toward your desires. Decisions become clearer, actions more inspired, and results more satisfying, with far less strain and stress. The journey becomes less about making things happen through sheer will and more about allowing prosperity to express through you as its natural channel. This doesn't mean becoming passive. you're still taking action. But your actions now flow with the current rather than against it, amplifying their effectiveness tremendously. If you're sensing this shift from struggle to flow in your own prosperity journey, write "flowing with abundance" in the comments. Let's explore how these 3 powerful words gradually transform your entire identity and self-concept over time. One of the most illuminating metaphors for understanding this prosperity principle comes from thinking about a radio. Imagine a radio sitting silent in your living room while music fills the air all around it. The music isn't absent. It's constantly broadcasting, surrounding you completely, but remains completely inaudible until the radio is properly tuned to the right frequency. Once tuned, what seemed like empty silence suddenly reveals itself as beautiful music that was there all along. This simple comparison perfectly illustrates your relationship with abundance. Prosperity isn't something distant or scarce that you need to chase or create from nothing. It's already surrounding you completely, broadcasting on a specific frequency in the universe. The challenge isn't that abundance is missing from your life. It's that your consciousness hasn't been tuned to receive it. These 3 powerful words serve as the dial that adjusts your inner frequency to match the broadcast of prosperity that's always been available. The revelation that transforms everything is recognizing that you don't need to generate abundance. You simply need to tune yourself to its frequency. This perspective shift removes the desperation that often accompanies financial pursuits. Instead of frantically trying to create wealth from scratch, you're simply adjusting your receiver to detect what's already present in unlimited supply. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by examining a profound paradox in how most people approach financial freedom. Look around, and you'll see countless individuals spending decades studying complex financial strategies, analyzing investment techniques, and working themselves to the point of exhaustion. They believe with absolute certainty that prosperity requires the hardest labor, the cleverest tactics, and the most strategic planning. Meanwhile, those who discover the secret we're exploring often find themselves laughing, not mockingly, but with the gentle amusement of someone who finally understands a simple truth that changes everything. They recognize that while external strategies certainly have their place, the real transformation happens inside. The most important work isn't analyzing market trends or mastering complex systems, but shifting your inner dialogue to align with the prosperity that already exists. This internal shift creates what might seem like magic to those still trapped in the paradigm of struggle. When your consciousness aligns with abundance, external circumstances begin conforming to this new internal reality with remarkable speed. Opportunities appear, resources materialize, and solutions emerge, not because you've worked harder than everyone else, but because you've tuned yourself to a different frequency of existence. This doesn't mean abandoning practical actions or intelligent strategies. Rather, it means approaching them from an entirely different state of being. When your internal reality is aligned with abundance, the same external actions yield dramatically different results. Your decisions become more inspired, your timing more precise, your intuition more reliable, all because you're operating from prosperity consciousness rather than scarcity thinking. The true journey toward financial freedom isn't primarily external, but internal. It's about recognizing that your outer world will always reflect your inner state, and that the most powerful transformation begins with the words you speak to yourself. If this perspective is shifting your understanding of the real source of financial abundance, write "tuning to prosperity" in the comments. Let's explore how these 3 powerful words begin creating tangible changes in your daily financial experiences. One of the most transformative aspects of working with these 3 powerful words is bringing them from the realm of mental concepts into physical embodiment. Most manifestation practices remain purely intellectual, ideas that never fully integrate into your being. The breakthrough comes when you begin noticing how these words actually feel in your physical body. This embodiment process creates a bridge between abstract concepts and tangible reality. As you repeat, "I am wealthy," Pause to notice the sensations that arise in your body. Does abundance feel warm in your chest? Does it create a subtle tingling across your skin? Does it relax your shoulders or deepen your breathing? These physical anchors are crucial because your body doesn't distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. When you genuinely feel wealthy in your body, you're programming your entire nervous system to recognize and attract prosperity. When affirming, "I receive," enhance this embodiment by physically opening your hands as if literally receiving money. Imagine the weight and texture of abundance resting in your palms. Feel the excitement and anticipation in your solar plexus. This sensory experience bypasses your logical mind's objections and speaks directly to your subconscious, which responds primarily to feeling and imagery rather than words alone. And as you say, "Thank you," allow genuine gratitude to surge through your entire being, not as a concept, but as a physical sensation of appreciation, joy, and fulfillment. Notice how authentic gratitude might create warmth in your heart, relaxation in your face, or perhaps tears of appreciation. These bodily responses are the language of manifestation, far more powerful than words alone could ever be. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring how this practice evolves over time. When first beginning, maintaining these prosperity states requires consistent effort and frequent reminders. You might find yourself needing to repeat these words dozens of times throughout your day, especially when old patterns of lack thinking attempt to reassert themselves. This intensity is both normal and necessary. You're essentially reprogramming neural pathways that have been reinforced throughout your lifetime. What happens next is truly remarkable. With consistent practice, these new patterns of prosperity consciousness begin establishing themselves as your default setting. The effort required gradually diminishes as wealth consciousness becomes increasingly natural. You'll notice that you no longer need constant reminders to feel abundant. It simply becomes your baseline state of being. This integration process represents one of the most profound transformations on this journey. Eventually, prosperity consciousness becomes so thoroughly embedded in your identity that lack feels foreign, like a strange and forgotten dream from which you've finally awakened. You might occasionally catch yourself slipping into old patterns of scarcity thinking, but these moments become increasingly rare and brief, quickly replaced by your new abundant identity. The journey from conscious effort to effortless embodiment follows a pattern similar to learning any new skill, from driving a car to playing an instrument. What initially requires intense concentration eventually becomes second nature. Your prosperity consciousness follows this same integration pathway until wealth becomes not something you practice, but simply something you are. If you're beginning to notice how these words are starting to feel in your physical body, write "embodying abundance" in the comments. Let's explore how these three powerful words begin attracting synchronicities and coincidences that accelerate your prosperity journey. One of the most fascinating aspects of this prosperity transformation is that others will often notice the change in you before you fully recognize it yourself. This isn't coincidental, but reflects how profoundly these three words alter your energetic signature. As your consciousness shifts to embody wealth, you begin radiating a different frequency that people around you can sense, even if they can't articulate exactly what's different about you. You might notice colleagues, friends, or even strangers responding to you differently. They'll feel inexplicably drawn to your presence, eager to connect, collaborate, and engage with you. Opportunities will be offered more readily, and people will seem unusually willing to share their resources, connections, and insights. This magnetic quality isn't something you're consciously projecting. It's the natural radiation of your aligned prosperity consciousness. What's happening behind the scenes is a complete recalibration of your vibrational offering to the universe. You're no longer broadcasting the frequency of lack, need, or desperation that subtly repels both people and opportunities. Instead, you're emanating certainty, abundance, and ease that naturally attracts positive experiences across all areas of life. This magnetism extends far beyond money, though financial opportunities certainly increase, to relationships, creative inspiration, synchronicities, and unexpected gifts of all kinds. This revelation helps explain why some people seem to effortlessly attract good fortune while others struggle despite their best efforts. The difference isn't luck or privilege, but the invisible energy they're unconsciously broadcasting. As you embody these three powerful words, you join those who naturally attract abundance rather than chase it fruitlessly. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by addressing a common misconception that often blocks people from fully embracing prosperity consciousness. Many spiritually minded individuals struggle with the false belief that focusing on wealth is somehow selfish or greedy, that material abundance conflicts with spiritual values. This misunderstanding creates a painful split that prevents them from fully claiming their prosperity. The truth is that embracing wealth isn't selfish, but responsible. Abundance enables your expansion, expression, and, most importantly, your ability to give meaningfully in the world. Poverty serves no one. It doesn't make you more spiritual, more worthy, or more noble. In fact, financial struggle typically constrains your ability to contribute your gifts, limiting the impact you might otherwise have. Consider this perspective shift. You cannot share what you don't possess. If you wish to be generous, supportive, and impactful in the world, you must first claim abundance for yourself. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you recognize that prosperity is your birthright and responsibility, you remove the unconscious blocks that have been limiting your financial flow. Moreover, abundance shared multiplies rather than diminishes. Unlike physical resources that can be depleted when divided, prosperity consciousness expands through giving. When you share from a place of abundance rather than sacrifice, you activate a powerful cycle that increases wealth for all involved. This principle of multiplication transforms giving from a depleting experience into a generative one. If this perspective on the responsibility of wealth resonates with your journey, write "abundance for impact" in the comments. Let's explore how these three powerful words create a foundation for sustainable prosperity that withstands life's inevitable challenges and fluctuations. One of the most illuminating perspectives that Florence Scovel Shinn shared involves reimagining your entire approach to prosperity. Instead of viewing money as an inanimate object or abstract concept, try imagining it as a living entity that hears, feels, and responds to how you treat it. This relationship paradigm transforms your financial journey from a mechanical process of acquisition to a dynamic connection based on mutual respect and appreciation. Think about your closest relationships for a moment. How do you speak to people you deeply value? How do you welcome them into your home? How do you express gratitude for their presence in your life? Now consider applying this same relational intelligence to your interaction with money. When you declare, "I am wealthy," you're essentially inviting money to recognize you as its natural companion and friend. You're establishing a resonance that says, "We belong together." When you affirm, "I receive," you're opening your door and welcoming prosperity into your life with open arms, the way you'd greet a beloved friend after a long absence. And when you say thank you, you're acknowledging money's presence with sincere appreciation, which naturally encourages it to remain and multiply in your experience. This gratitude creates a positive feedback loop that strengthens your financial relationship. The revelation that transforms your prosperity journey is recognizing that money responds to your emotional attitude toward it. If you approach money with fear, suspicion, or desperation, it responds accordingly, becoming elusive and problematic. But when you treat it with respect, appreciation, and expectation of its presence, it naturally gravitates toward you. This isn't mystical thinking, but a reflection of how your relationship with money shapes your decisions, opportunities, and energetic broadcast. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by offering a practical catalyst that can jumpstart your entire prosperity transformation. Instead of wondering if these principles really work or trying to practice them sporadically, I invite you to conduct a simple but powerful experiment. Take just one day, a single 24-hour period, and completely saturate it with these 3 words. From the moment you wake until you fall asleep, let "I am wealthy, I receive abundance, thank you" guide your every thought and interaction. Whenever fear arises about money, immediately replace it with your affirmation. When doubt creeps in about your financial future, counter it with genuine gratitude for the abundance already flowing toward you. Make these words your constant companions throughout this one focused day. What makes this day-long immersion so transformative is the intensity of focus it creates. Rather than diluting the practice over weeks or months, you're creating a concentrated experience that can break through limiting patterns all at once. By evening, you'll likely notice a profound shift in your emotional state. The outer world may not have dramatically changed yet, but within you, abundance will already be alive and active. This focused day creates a reference point, an internal anchor of what prosperity consciousness actually feels like. Even if you return to some old patterns afterward, you'll have experienced the state you're aiming for, making it easier to recognize and recapture in the future. This experiential knowing is far more powerful than intellectual understanding alone. Share one-day challenge in the comments if you're willing to dedicate a full day to immersing yourself in these 3 powerful words. Let's explore how these principles create lasting transformation when practiced consistently over time. As we come to the end of our journey through these 3 transformative words, I hope you can feel the shift in energy that's already beginning within you. This isn't just ancient wisdom from Florence Scovel Shinn. It's a living practice that continues working its magic in the lives of thousands who apply these principles consistently. If this message resonated with you today, I'd love for you to type "These 3 words found me" in the comments below. I read every comment and am genuinely curious about which aspects of these teachings speak most directly to your current situation. Give this video a like if you found value here. It helps others discover these powerful principles that have remained hidden in plain sight for too long. And if you're ready to continue this journey of prosperity consciousness with me, subscribe to join our community of like-minded souls who are transforming their relationship with abundance one powerful word at a time. I've created another video that builds on these 3 words with a practical 21-day abundance ritual that amplifies their effect exponentially. Click right here to continue exploring how these principles can transform not just your finances, but your entire experience of life. I'll meet you there to guide you through the next phase of this remarkable journey. Remember, wealth isn't something you chase. It's something you embody through the power of I am, receive, and thank you. Your prosperity awakening has already begun.